Holy cow, this thing is way more in depth than I thought it was gonna be.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we're taking a look at the all-in-one cowshed from VX Mapping. This is a modular cowshed that's got 5 different things that could be added to it, which are all technically different things, and they all work together. Of course, we have the cowshed itself. We've got a cheese factory module, a storage module, BGA module, dryer module, and the TMR mixer module. All of these different pieces add up to make a pretty cool setup that is kind of all in one, hence the name. So unfortunately, I have to delete everything I've got here one by one, just so I can show you guys all the cool stuff that this can do. It's so awesome. So the first thing we need is our cowshed. We are gonna take this and I'm gonna make it go sideways just so it's a little bit easier to show off. Here, we're also gonna smack down right in the middle. So we do have one thing with this. We have solar panels, which can be added to it for an extra $50,000. And I'm putting those on. So we click. Do we want to customize the fence for this? Yes, we do. So let's get down here and let's do a little bit of fence customizing. One thing, make sure we come straight out with it because some of the modules come this way. There we go. And we'll plant some meadow grass down just because. So before we go in and kind of show you around so you get an idea of what everything is, where it is, you're going to see these guys. We've got some barrels around. So 1 and 2 are going to kind of be over here away from the animals. They are right over here. Number 3 is down here on the end, and 4 and 5 can be found on the other side, way over here. For the sake of making things a little bit easier for you guys, we're just gonna start down here on the end where number 3 is. It's, well, this end, if it matters to you. On our left right here, we have a bunker silo where we can make chaff. On the right hand side, make chaff, turn stuff into silage. Over here, we've got a place where all of our manure will spawn, and just to the right of that, we have our slurry. If we keep going from there, we've got a place where we can buy our animals. Now we get about 180 from default, and the way I've got it set up, it will hold 220. If we keep making our way around, we've got these little bunkers around, but there's really nothing that we could do with them yet. And the last thing, we've got our milk down here. Now we're back all the way around again. We've got 2 really interesting triggers right here, and we'll show you what those are here in just a second because I want to make sure to show you the inside first. So this is the inside. This is where all of our cows will be. We got a little milking robot over there and another one over here. The inside is actually pretty basic. This is where all the cows are, but that's kind of like the least cool place in this whole thing. Now, we've got our lights on. Down here, we've got these little scrapers. We got one on each side. And what we can do is we can actually come down here and we get to turn them on. So we'll click that button. We'll click this button. Both of them are independent, one on each side. And as you can see, our scrapers are starting to move. That is pretty cool. So you could simulate getting your manure and, well, I guess slurry as well. You could simulate getting that out of the barn, which I find very, very cool. If we continue to make our way to the other end, this is where the magic happens. So down here, we have a couple things. Number 1, we can open up some extra doors and get in here where our cows are, and we can actually get a better look at these scrapers. I think those are very cool indeed. Here's where your cows are going to be going in and out. They got a little ramp back there. Over here, we got a place where we can refill up with some fuel, 10,000 liters in that. We do have an opening here. That's where you're going to be refilling your fuel from. And this just kind of leads down. We also have some more lights, so we can turn on the shed lights in here. Over here, we could turn on some more lights, which are going to be the outside ones. There you go. And let's see, we have our milking parlor here. More lights. Everywhere's got lights. We got a door here which opens up into a place where we can actually work on vehicles. And check this out. It's got an... Oh, I built it on free build. Hang on. Note to self, don't use free build when placing this down. All right. We'll catch you back up where we were. Boom, boom, boom. We'll leave the lights off because it doesn't matter. Onward, forth. Here we go. We are heading downstairs. Oh, yes. There is a underground car park down here. How cool is this? So we can place, some vehicles, cars, all kinds of stuff. Whatever you want, you can put it down here, and you're good to go. We'll come over here, and we'll ride our freight elevator back up to the top. How cool was that? How cool is that? Oh, it's awesome. You can also use this area to work on your vehicles, too, which is very cool. And then around towards here, we have an empty room. For now. Now, we actually have 3 floors to this, so we are going to take the stairs up to the top and open up a door to our house, I guess. We have a kitchen here, nice little high top bar. We got some toys hanging around. Got a living room down here with the speakers that are leaning down and a light on the subwoofer for some reason. As a sound engineer and an avid movie theater critic. Movie theater critic? I don't know. I like speakers in houses. Don't set up your speakers like that. All right, so there you go. You got a sleep trigger. You got triggers upstairs. So that is a 3-story area. Very cool. Also, this door here opens up just to the other side. So you've got a full way where you could just drive through. Now, can you get up top? No. But that's where some of the modules go, which is really cool. And then we can open up down here, and we're done. We're done. Now let's add some modules. So in order to find our module, let's jump into factories. And in here, we've got a couple of them. They're all numbered as well. So we've got number 3, number 4, number 5. Aha! Number 1. This is the one that I want. And actually, if you have gone through and already turned everything, usually whenever you turn a placeable, all the other placeables that you put down will also be turned the same degrees. So don't turn any of these. I made that mistake the first time I put it down. We don't need free mode. We don't need anything like that. Toggle snapping works. And you might be able to say all right, well, if there's a barrel, why do I have this stuff over here? Well, actually, you do have a barrel. It's wherever your marker is. So I'm going to use my controller right now. And you might be able to see. There it is. There's our barrel. Barely. You can see it right there at the edge. I can use my mouse. It's just a little bit easier. So we're going to put the barrel right on top of barrel number 1 here. So here's our barrel. And we're going to raise up, and it should snap. Boop. Snapped in place. Click it, and there's $200 down the drain. And what did we just do? Well, we just put in our dairy. Look at this. Now this room's got stuff in it because the barrel kind of makes sure that wherever the placeable is, it's right. So now we have a dairy in here. Also, there is a note about the dairy. For this, we're actually going to go over to the mod description, and here it is. The cheese, say dairy, the cheese factory. Come on, DJ, get it together, man. Get it together. Here's the big part. Milk is directly transferred from your milk tanks. Bam! You don't have to do anything. You ain't got to move it. So in here, we can make 2 different things. We can take the milk that we've got and make fresh cheese. We can also take ripened fresh cheese and make cheese. And in the store, if we go into the mods and DLCs, go to all-in-one, and here we could buy a pallet that we could store cheese in. And then we have another pallet here, which we can store fresh cheese in. But that's not all, my friends. That is not all. Down here, we have some new things that have been added. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, indeed. So you may have noticed a few things have changed. We now have this over here, which is a humongous storage area for all of our stuff. And then we also have this over here. That's crazy. So you bring down your cheeses and your fresh cheeses, and you can store them in here until it is time to get them out. So if you make fresh cheese, bring it in here, and it will mature into the other cheese. What is it? Yes, the ripened fresh cheese, and it will appear in here. And then if you've got the regular, what does it say? Oh yeah, and then once you've made regular cheese, you can put it in here. So basically we're making cheese, but it adds an extra step. Don't let it be confusing. Yes, things get added down here. So if you want all this space, you need to be careful. Don't start adding stuff. But if you think it's as cool as I do, oh man, It's just the coolest thing in the world. So you got it? Got it? Good. Let's move on. We want module number 2. Now, module number 2 is actually in the silos section, and it is all of this. This is the storage module. Now, wherever your cursor is, that is where your barrel is going to be yet again. And we want to line this up with 2. So there we go. Snaps into place. Click it. And now we've spent another 100,000, so we've added 300 grand already to this. And what this does is actually gives us storage for a couple different things. Also, it adds all these silos up at the top, which is just the coolest thing. And we get this silo here. We'll come over to it and check it out. So what this allows us to do is store or purchase hay, straw, mineral feed, and silage. And whenever you have purchased those things, you can actually pull under here with a feed mixer, and you could fill up from these right here, and you can make your own TMR or use it for whatever you need to. Maybe you just have silage, well, you can feed them silage. So cool. And then you can dump it into here, and then it goes in there. This one's a little more simple than the dairy, I'll be honest. Oh, and we also have bell storage now too. So you got a bell storage, yeah, and it's gotten out, yeah. Now on to module number 3, the BGA. That one's gonna be down here on this end of the building. Bam. We wanna go back into our factories. We're gonna scroll down and find number 3. There it is. We've got it, and we got a BGA over there. Again, don't turn it. Find your cursor and line it up with barrel number 3. Click. And now we've added a BGA over here. Yes. So this one's interesting because it supports manure or manure and slurry, not slurry separately, which again, I found interesting, but I guess it is what it is. Now with this one, we're producing electric charge as per usual, methane and digestate. And we produce a little more or a little less, depending on which one of these you go for. So you've either got manure, it's a 30,000 liter capacity, or 60,000 for slurry, and then 900,000 for digestate, and 300,000 for methane, and then the electric charge sells automatically. But you may want to hang on to the methane because we actually can use that. Oh yeah, and then this is kind of the weight around it. So your manure spawns over here, you take it and then bring it over here and you're good. Same thing with the slurry. The slurry is just right over here and you just bring it over here. Cool beans? Cool beans. Oh yeah, and you can dump stuff here too. Now we're off to module number 4, and this one's pretty cool as well. So there's our barrel right there. Let's see if I can spin my camera around. We want module number 4. Here it is, and it is over there to the other side. So we're just gonna line up module number 4. Click. There we go, another 150 grand. And we have this. It's a hay dryer. How cool is that? So over here we put in grass, and we will get out hay from that thingy. Look, it's got hay in there already. It's pretty cool. You can also load in bells if you would like. So we do have regular material which can be added. And you can also bring stuff here as well if you prefer. There's triggers everywhere for stuff, which is kind of cool. But this is what I was talking about. Methane. If you've got the methane from your BGA, save it and use it here, because you will need methane to dry your grass. It doesn't use a lot, to be fair, and everything's kind of set up here as well, so it's 1/100th of the other. But you still, you know, you need it. You need it. You also get more hay than grass. You're welcome. Oh yeah, and if you need methane for whatever reason, we have a refillable methane pallet right here, and then we also have 2 methane pallets here. So if you run out, you could get it. And if you don't want to use the BGA, you can still use it. You're fine. It's cool, bro. You're cool. Because these are also productions, you can also kick them back and forth. So the methane could be sent over here. You've got the, what you call it? The next one. The next one's cool. Mambo number 5, module number 5. Sorry. Let's take our barrel, line it up, and we have the final piece to the puzzle. The TMR mixer. Oh yes, we can load in bells, pallets, and bulk material, and it comes out right here. And then we control it. Yeah. Haha. So with this one, we've got the TMR with hay, mineral feed, silage, and straw. And it is going to be making, was it 3,550? And you don't lose a single drop. Thank you. Thank you. So if you didn't want to utilize in here with all of this, which now you don't have to, you could just simply use this, or you could utilize it for storage. It's up to you. It really doesn't matter. You don't need all of these modules, and you could just add in and remove what you want, what you don't want. Let's say you've put one down and you're like, I really don't need the dryer anymore. Delete it. It's cool, man. You could just delete that module. Now it's gone, and you got some of your money back. Now, all in all, you're going to be spending about $1.25 million on this entire thing. So you're kind of getting a lot in a small footprint, to be fair, for what it is. I mean, you've got 4 production chains, a silo system, and a cow barn, all in one little spot. Plus, you can bring stuff here too. If you got bells, if you've got another cow shed, or maybe you've got some other stuff, like, you're good to go. I would really like to modify this and kind of change the capacities to increase them a little bit, because I like adding zeros to stuff, but it's cool, man. It's very cool. So if you were just curious how everything works, well, there you go. That's how everything works. But I want to take it a bit of a step further, and I really want to check some of this stuff out. So we are going to max out on the amount of cows that we've got. So now we are full of cattle, and there they are, being lazy as ever. So let's go through the modules one by one. The first module that we put in was the silo system, and this takes hay, straw, mineral feed, and silage. So let's fill it up. Silage coming in. All we gotta do is back up to it, and there's our trigger, and we shall dump. There it goes. And let's say you need more and your trailer's too small. Well, you could buy some and fill it up easily that way. It's probably what I'm gonna do for the rest of this, to be fair. There we go. We have purchased all the hay we need. There's all the straw we need, and mineral feed as well. We're gonna try out the mineral feed. I think this is where it goes here. Here we go. Got a couple bags of mineral feed. I'm gonna try and put it over here in this way, but it doesn't seem like anything's happening there. So I think in here is where we put it. Yes, haha, right there it goes. All right. So there's our first. Here's our second. We'll bring that, put that right there. Nice. All right, that's good to know. And we're just gonna buy the rest for $261 bajillion thousand dollars. Yep. Now when you got the thingy right here, words, sometimes I know some of them. Yeah, I'm pretty good at some of the words that I know. So we'll take a look. We got mineral feed coming out first. Into the next one. Am I over it? Ah, yeah, there we go. I can zoom out a little bit. That's nice. We got straw. We'll put some straw in there. This is a terrible mixture. On to the next one. Silage. There we go. We'll fill that up just enough, and then hopefully we can get lucky with the hay. Can we get it all into the green? Probably not. Oh, no. Back it up. We need some more silage. That's so stupid. Come on. Hey, we got TMR. Sweet. Now we can feed our cows. So that's pretty cool. You've got access to all of the stuff that you need through there. We come in here. We'll go ahead and dump that out. And there we go. Feed for the cows. We also need some straw for our bedding, and it is quite difficult getting in and out of here, but there we go. We'll load this up with some straw so they've got some bedding too. This one might actually be pretty easy. Back up a little bit, pull straight through. Yeah, man. All right. Just pull around this guy. There we go. No harm, no foul, right? There we go, and we'll dump out some straw for him. Now, module number 2 will probably be the latter one that we get to, because we're gonna have to do some of the other stuff first. Number 3 as well, because currently we have no manure and no slurry to do anything with, so let's move it on to the dryer. So we got a bunch of grass right here, and I need to turn this into hay now. Not yesterday, now. And we're gonna bring that back, dump out the grass into it, and then we need some methane. So we just go over here and we find ourselves a methane pallet. There we go. That'll work nicely. I had it delivered here. I also have super strength. You will need to... There we go. Can we drop that there? I have no idea. Well, it's got 1 liter of methane in it. I think... Maybe... I can hear it making noises. And now we have 17 liters of methane in there. There we go. All right. So the trigger seems to be a little bit higher. Yes, the trigger is higher. It's not on the ground. It's a little bit up. Nothing wrong with that. Make my way around that. Nice. So now that will make hay if we fast forward time a little bit, which we're not going to because I need some TMR next. And that's our other module. So if for some reason you did not want to utilize the things in your silo, or maybe you wanted to take the things out of your silo and put them here, well, you can. I should really have picked a skinnier tractor. Oh, this thing does not want to go through there. Oh well, we're in. That's all that matters. We need, let's see, let's just take some hay out of here. Does that say 300? Holy cow, that's a lot of hay. Well, we've got enough right here. We're going to bring all this over here and we're going to drop it off. Now, it did say that it also will take, let's delete that. Also said that it will take silage bales. So let's go over here. Let's make ourselves some hay, straw, grass. What? There we go. Got something to work. Those are grass bales. There we go. That's much better. So we should just be able to bring these over here. And they take them? Get out of the way. Is that about right? Oh, hey, that works. Okay, cool. All right. I am using heavy lift for all this, but you guys should be fine. Yeah, just make sure it's touching the auger there and you're good. Probably just utilize this and empty out silage the rest of the way. That'll work. And put some straw in. Oh, and it does look like there's a little bit of a pickup box here as well. So we should be able to utilize the space that we've got there and just kind of drop some mineral feed. Let's remove the background. Drop, 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 drop. The fact that this holds 100,000 liters of mineral feed is insane. I think it probably should hold 100 liters. Nonetheless, so there we go. We have our TMR filled up. It is currently set to storing, which is totally fine with me. We're going to go ahead and activate that. As a matter of fact, we're going to activate all of this stuff. And we're going to take the dry grass. Let's see. We can't send it to the BGA, which is good here. So I am actually going to change the output to distributing. And that is now going to send it over, which is awesome. And then pretty much everything else is not running as it were. Let's just go ahead and turn these on. There we go. And why not? We'll activate these as well. And now all we got to do is let a little bit of time pass. Holy cow. It is a mess in there. Ooh, so much noise. So a day is now passed. Let's see what kind of trouble everything's gotten into. So we've got a good amount of manure in here. Let's see, that is about 40,000 liters. Nice. Slurry is almost at 50,000 liters. That's quite a bit. Let's see. Let's come around in here. See what kind of trouble all this has gotten into. Oh, yeah, and there's bell storage in here, too. I didn't even mention that. Why didn't I mention that? Let's bring this in here. And boop. Bell storage. And now it's stored up top. Pretty wild, huh? Pretty wild indeed. This place just keeps finding new ways to just happen. So milk is in here at 24,000 liters of it. Manure, everything. I've topped off the straw, so you can kind of ignore that. However, let's go in here to production chains. There we go. Let's see. Our milk, it didn't actually come over here. I was a little bit surprised. It said it could or would, but it hasn't, at least for me. Maybe there's something I did wrong. I'm not quite sure. BGA is also nothing going on here, so we will have to fill that up ourselves manually. As far as the dry grass is concerned, it's making a bunch. As you can see, the hay is definitely staying full over here, but it's still going down quite a bit, but made enough to actually stay on top of things, which was pretty cool. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into with all this extra stuff. And I tell you what, I'm really glad I didn't have to do a mod video of this because I would just be all over the place. So we'll start off, we'll just get the slurry, the milk, and the manure, and we'll get all that moved over. Was kind of a setting, I guess, that the slurry didn't just immediately go over to the BGA, but I also guess maybe it doesn't know that the BGA is there. Maybe there's a button you could click that's like, oh yeah, turn the slurry off. I don't know how you would do that, but you know, it would be nice. This is going to be a longer video than most mod videos, I think, by the end of it. But hey, we gotta show it off, right? So we'll bring this over. We'll wait till we get our dump trigger. There it is. And we will dump out the slurry. So that is one thing out. Since the milk didn't go over on its own, I'm going to have to do that myself. And in order to do that, it's going to get kind of nasty. And I'm not quite sure if this is even going to work. I really hope that it does. So I don't think I can hit a trigger in here. No. Oh boy. Yeah, the dump trigger's here. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I mean, I can. Oh no, I can't. It's not letting me. Not letting me do it, dude. It's not letting me do it. I can't get the milk in there because the trigger's on the wall. Ah, darn it. All right, this is going to be a little bit ridiculous, but I think I could do this. So let's utilize this telehandler. Again, I don't think I did anything wrong. I just don't think the milk went over there like it was supposed to. There we go. We got that. And we've got this milk tank right here. Now at this, I should just be able to shove it in there and it just work. Oh, all I want to do is get this thing filled up. All right, you can see my genius here. All right, that's as far as that will extend. Come on! Oh, can't get it in there. Oh, this is not gonna work. Urgh. Am I not gonna be able to show off this feature? This is gonna suck if I can't do this. I've done everything I can, and I can't get the milk in there. So I'm trying to figure out, what do I do now? There's gotta be a way to get pallets in there, right? Well, I guess we can always test it on the outside and then hope that it works on the inside eventually. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but that's odd for sure. Let's see, how big is the trigger? Not very big at all. And I'm still not getting a trigger to unload here. Right there. That's where the trigger is. No spare capacity for milk. Weird. Obviously you have to put milk in there, but it's showing a 0 out of 0. Peculiar, one would say. So was there an issue with the mod itself? Because I think there's an issue with the mod itself. There's 0 capacity for milk. Okay, well, that would explain why I can't get it to work, because you gotta have milk to have the one, and then you gotta use the other to make the cheese. So the dairy just doesn't work? Am I the only one having this issue? I feel like not. Oh well, let's move on then. We need to get manure next, then this will be taken over to BGA, and with this, we will actually have to muck it out ourselves. I know a lot of you guys like doing this, so that's great news. I got a bucket that holds, I don't know, 100,000 liters, something like that. Apologize for the burp. I've been recording this video for like an hour now, so I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Let's get all this manure out. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Got it. Good. Would be cool to put a trailer under that, but that's just not how that works. It just is what it is. And we will take this around and we will bring it up and put it into fermenter. We do have plenty of room for our equipment, although it is a little bit tight. It's not too bad. There we go, dumping it all in. Yeah, we're dumping it in. It's just not taking it all very quickly, but that's okay. We'll jump over and double check and see how we're doing here. So manure is going in, slurry's pretty high as well, which is great news. And we're just gonna stick it on manure and slurry. So we're just gonna deactivate the regular manure output. So we got manure and slurry here, and it's set to storing, which is good. One day later, and here we are. We've got some digestate in there and some methane in there. But how do we get the methane out? We use this guy, the refillable methane pallet. Pretty cool indeed. Now, we're actually going to be using some special belt forks here, or pallet forks rather. They are the Mag-Z with tension belt. Well, it's actually like the tension belt pack for loaders or something like that. Anyway, I think this is pretty cool. Plus, it should allow us to be able to pick this pallet up, strap it to the pallet forks itself, and go from there. So there we go. And it's strapped down. Now that it's strapped down, we have control of the pallet, which is very, very nice. So we're gonna bring this over here. We're gonna find out wherever our methane is, and then we could take this, take it over, and utilize it for our, oh boy, where is it? Where is it? It's not there. So that's digestate. So that means it would have to be over here. And it might be here. I don't know. Let's unstrap it and see what happens. Bink. I don't know. Oh, we can enter it. Ah, yeah. That is exactly how that should work. And it does work like that. Nice. All right. So you don't actually need to, like, pallet up or something. You just can enter it. Cool, man. Cool. Very cool. I still think that the strappable pallet forks definitely helps out with this setup right here. And bring it down here, although I don't think from this angle we're going to be able to do much. There we go. Let's go here. Yes. Might have been better off with some type of belt fork or something like that. Just pull it forward, and as you can see down the bottom right, it has taken the methane out of it immediately, so we didn't have to pay for this methane, just the pallet that it came in. So this place is pretty cool. With just some grass and some straw and mineral feed, you can pretty much do everything. Because you could take the grass, turn it into hay or silage, and then you can also, I can't back up, and you can also take the straw, add that to the TMR and use it for bedding. And you can take the mineral feed and utilize that for your TMR as well and use it in 2 different locations here. Here we go. We'll make some TMR. We got 100,000 liters of it. And then from those, 3 ingredients, whatever it is, plus cows, we could pretty much do everything here. It's simple, but super neat. So there we go. Other than the dairy, for some reason, not wanting to work right, which I'm still not quite sure what's up with the 0 liter capacity. Maybe there's something downstairs that I didn't do. I want to make sure that I do these things the right way, but oh, it's so loud. Oh, that's not a pretty sight. Let's get in here. Let's see. It does appear that we have some cheeses. No, we do have some cheeses. But I can't pick them up. Huh. And I can drop stuff, but I can't. Interesting. It's getting very loud. Let's turn some stuff off. I am curious if we can utilize some of this other stuff that's in here. So we have a pallet for cheese, and we have a pallet for fresh cheese. I wonder what happens if we get each of these. So pallet for cheese, that needs to go in the refrigerator, I think. So the thing is, here, I'm thinking, what if, for some reason, it doesn't think it has a capacity because there's nowhere to put stuff? That's obviously not working there. Let's put this here, and let's put this there. We'll drop down. So the cheese would go in here. Storage is empty, obviously. So that means that this would go in here. And I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. Oh, there's even more in here now. What's going on? Alrighty. Well, that is our all-in-one cowshed. That's everything that I could think of to show you guys with this. It is very interesting. There's a lot going on with it, but it is quite different. Very different, as a matter of fact, from a lot of the things that we've seen in the past. So I'm very excited to see the possibilities of this. Maybe some updates, maybe some really cool stuff happening, maybe more. Maybe this is just scratching the surface. Maybe VX Mapping is going to be able to do this with all kinds of stuff. I'd be really excited to see that. Nonetheless, thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you learned something, and hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.